We just released a new feature for Omnisearch that makes it even more flexible to get into any kind of website design, even without having to change your UX. So by standard, the Omnisearch is a full page overlay that once you click the input field, it's going to take over the full screen and show all of the options available. However, for some web shops, you might want to keep your own header visible because it's already an integrated part of your design, and it means that there's less going on the screen, which can be better in some cases. So the way to do this now is within your Omnisearch element, you have the option under using injection to both have full screen overlay like before and now also partial overlay. The partial overlay requires just a search input selector for the search field itself and a header selector so it's displayed at some position either below or in relation to the header. In my case it's called Clerk search input and the header is called Clerk header. Now what happens when I refresh the page is that the Omnisearch is displayed just below the header instead. Now of course most of our standard Omnisearch designs already contains a header, so let's just go and remove that from the design so it's completely integrated. In our Omnisearch standard designs this is usually fairly straightforward because they have their own indicated blocks here as you can see. So we have the search header bar and then we also have the search input form, which I'm just going to delete. And now we have a fully integrated Omnisearch that's shown below the header. Let's just go back and check the various options we have available now. So there's a number of options down here that allows you to control exactly how the behavior of Omnisearch will be. Height mode decides, well, the height of the Omnisearch itself, and the standard is just going from header to bottom, so it takes up the rest of the screen width. But you can also choose to have it just a certain percentage of the viewport, like 80%, which means that there's still a little bit of space just below the Omnisearch, so you can still see the page behind it. You also have fixed height in case you always just want it to be like a certain height regardless of the screen size. And lastly, a max height, which is very closely related to the percentage of viewport, but where it is a bit more flexible in the height that it can get. You can also choose the width of the overlay. So if you only want it to be, for example, 80% of the screen, so you can still see some of the website beneath it, then you can choose this from the elements as well. And lastly, you have horizontal positioning, which allows you to choose whether it should be in the center or if it should be left or right. This of course only makes sense if you've defined a width that's less than 100%, because then you might want to position it to the left on the screen or on the right instead of just in the middle, as you can see here. So with these features, you now have a lot more control over how Omnisearch fits into your existing design without having to code anything. It's all just a configuration you have available on the element itself.